back. So the statistic is that over 900 youth are staying in emergency shelters every year right here in the nation's capital, which is way too many. With us right now, Katie Burkholder-Harris, who's the project manager with Away Home Ottawa. Good afternoon, Katie.
Hello.
And as well with Away Home Ottawa Youth Liaison Co-Chair Corinne Silve.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Now, do we want to talk about the organization right away, or do we want to do this fun game that...
Actually, I think we should start with the game. Now, Katie's going to take us away into a role-playing situation with you.
Okay.
Fun
Exciting.
may be a bit of an exaggeration, but...
So what's going to happen here?
So, Dylan, pretend that you are 16 years old once more, and you actually, unfortunately, your home life is not so safe. And so you decide the best thing for you is to actually leave because you know it's not good for you anymore. Your school marks have been suffering. It's not a good space. So you decide to leave, and when you have a friend who's willing to take you at their place, which is great. You're able to stay there. But that means that in terms of kind of finances, you can only really afford to get Ontario Works without the shelter part of that. So you have about $305 to your name every month. You're still in school, you're 16, you're not able to work full time at this point or enough to make rent. So Corinne is our money manager.
Okay. For the sake of an example, I will give you $305 Monopoly.
Okay.
So here's some 20s.
Thank you.
And here are some 10s. Unfortunately, since we don't have a 5, we are going to create one for you, and that's a $5.
All right.
All right.
Fair enough. Just counting to make sure here. Oh, that's too many bills. I trust you. Okay, sure.
It's legit, we promise.
Yep.
Except that it's fake money. But so basically, let's start off with the fact that you still want to make it to school. Your friend lives in a new district, so you have to get a Presto Pass. So it's about $84 for a student. Plus, you've never had to do it before, so you have to buy an ID card. So $90.
So I should be counting up $90 here?
Yep.
$90.
$90. Now, had you had a support system, a mentor of some sort, someone helping you out, you would have known that with Ontario Works, you can get a Presto card for free, but you're not really equipped and you haven't asked the question, so you pay anyways.
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to know to ask the question, which is the tricky thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm down to not as much.
So
right.
unfortunately, that's good math.
Yep.
So the other problem is you realize, okay, I'm probably going to need to find a place to stay. My only kind of link is my cell phone. So you keep your cell phone, even though you have limited funds, and that's about $80 a month.
Cool.
It's painful.
You also need it for a job interview,
6,
so
7,
it's very important.
8. There we go.
And thank you.
Need that cell phone to text my lady friend, you know. Okay.
It's important stuff.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So finally, let's start with, you probably haven't eaten too much. You aren't at your friend's place all that often. You're staying there for the nights, but you don't want to wear it your welcome.
Yeah.
So you're kind of at the mercy of whenever you can grab a bite. We're going to lowball this and say that you spend, let's say, $200 on food for a month, which
means you eat a lot of craft dinner.
Oh yeah, it's good
No
though.
veggies
It's tasty.
there.
it is tasty, malnourishing, but
Okay,
tasty.
so say I don't even have that amount.
Well, that's the problem. You don't have that amount. And at your job interview, you'll be wearing a t-shirt and jeans because you can't buy a suit, so you won't be getting that job. And say you wanted to rent a room. The problem is that even if you would get the full OW amount, you'd still have to pay first and last. You wouldn't have good credit. You wouldn't have references. Being a homeless youth is pretty much
very tough.
It's impossible to get out of if you're alone, if you don't have supports.
Okay, so you're saying basically, so this is where you guys come in, Away Home Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us how you help people.
So there's a lot of pieces about the system that are complicated and make it really difficult for youth to be safe if they end up homeless. And so what we are is a coalition convened by the Alliance to End Homelessness. CHEO is a part of our coalition, as well as YSB, and a lot of local agencies and service providers. And we also work with youth with lived experience who are right on our steering committee. And as a coalition, we've decided to come together in Ottawa and say, how can we create a more systemic plan to prevent and end youth homelessness? So that's what we're working on.
Okay, so you actually have an event coming up where people can find out more about this, which is on the 27th, the next Tuesday night?
Yes, so next Tuesday from 4:30 to to 6:30 at City Hall on the front lawn. We're teaming up with Joel Roberts, which is pushing a shopping cart across Canada, and will be arriving, has already arrived at Ottawa.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we'll launch Away Home Ottawa's report, which we have here.
We'll just show that.
And Joel will be telling his story.
Okay, so obviously this is open up to public because we want to get as many people in on this because a lot of people perhaps don't realize, like I gave the statistic out of the gate, 900 youth a year.
Oh yeah, and that does not account for people couch surfing. That's only shelter stay. Shelter stay is, yeah, it doesn't represent people going a bit all over the place, even people going in and out of youth detention centers. Rural youth especially are very difficult to account for.
Okay, Katie, would you say the problem's getting worse?
I think in the grand scheme of things, youth homelessness on the scale that it is right now did not exist at this level a number of years ago. I think it was a lot more hidden, even the presence of youth shelters and the growth of that, because we realize there's more of a demand, that has certainly increased. And so in that sense, we're really working to, okay, we have to stop this before it starts. So how do we find out when youth are in crisis in the first place, or they may be in an unsafe situation, to be able to help them out sooner?
Okay, so this is happening at City Hall, your event, where we're getting people more engaged in what you do. September 27th, which is the Tuesday, 4:30 to 6:30. As well, of course, if people want to find out more about your organization online.
Definitely.
Your office, where's your office?
So we actually have been loaned space by the Salvation Army, which is really helpful. So I have space, and my supervisor also has space. We're with the Alliance to End Homelessness, and we're a member-driven organization. So we're 55 member organizations who all work in the housing sector in Ottawa, and they support us.
Okay, well, thank you so much for what you do in our community. You're helping in a big way.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. More details, endhomelessnessottawa.ca.